Flock of Trent checking in. Yes, I am. Right now, I bought a course from this white boy called Econ Degree, and he said shit on Amazon. I'm just trying to get acclimated, motivated enough to follow through. And I just finished arguing with somebody on the phone, like through text or whatever. I mean, not through text, on Instagram. I be on Instagram a lot. But anyways, though, like I spend a lot of my time on social media, like with the phone in my hand and trying to make shit happen. And I feel like I be doing it the hard way. And I'm just trying to find the motivation to buckle down with my studies. Currently taking classes on another matter. And I just can't buckle down, I just can't focus, bro. And I'm paying for the classes out of pocket. I can't focus, bro. I ain't lying, bro. Like, I don't want to focus. My time management is poor. I'm on that phone. And before I start rambling, and I forget because I'm almost at the point I'm about to forget. I want to talk about today, like, we have to go back to where we started sometime. Oh yeah, by the way, you know what I'm saying? Max Air bars, you know what I'm saying, are available. They are available. You dig what I'm saying? Furthermore, almost any hookah pen brand is available. So you can be in the club looking real cool and smooth and I don't smoke. I don't smoke. It's just one of my products, man. I don't even smoke, bro. But I want to say this: you got to go back to where you started at, and that means you got to go back to what motivated you. So I'm doing some self-reflecting. I'm in the quiet, trying to study. The phone is my biggest distraction. I ain't gonna lie. You got to go back to where you started. So I just had to ask myself, and I cut the camera on. I'm like, man, where did you start, bro? And I'm gonna go back to when I went to prison, like almost a year. It wasn't a full year, it was almost a year, but on paper it was like a year or something. Whatever. I was in it and I was like, I'm gonna rap. I now have the 100% street credibility that I'm going to fucking rap. Cause I was a trapper. I went to jail. I went to prison. I was a trapper, but I was in college. So motherfuckers didn't take me serious. I showed them why you should take me serious. Oh, this nigga really a street nigga, but this nigga in school. So when I went to prison and I got convicted, I was like, man, I am 100% in the streets. I gotta rap about this shit. And I used to tell dudes in prison that, man, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna have my music everywhere. And I did it. I'm not Lil Baby famous. I'm famous though. And I get streamed, I get showed my music in different places, I got hits. But I did it. You can tell I don't smoke. I blow the smoke out so fast, bro. But they fire though. They look cool. But if you really smoke, it's good. But you have to go back to where you started at. And sometimes you have to go back to what type of mind frame, what conditions were you under where you started, where you go. I don't want to go back to prison. So those conditions are out of the question to get my hustle mentality back. Those conditions are out of the question for sure. But I need to get that motivation back. So sometimes you gotta bring yourself, you gotta revisit to where you started. I know once I get convicted, it's gonna be hard for me to get a job. It's gonna be the blase. People gonna look at me crazy. And I'm kind of past that aspect. I kind of had success being convicted, and I'm at a standstill. You have to go back to where you started. So this video right here is just basically to tell people, sometimes you have to go back to where you started. You gotta trick yourself to get back into that mind frame of being the top hustler, the underdog. Being the underdog is a feeling like none other. When you're the underdog, you oftentimes feel like you've been denied, that you've been ridiculed, that you've been, that you've been shitted on. That you've been shitted on. I feel like that. In this moment, do I feel like that? No, because life is okay. Just a couple people still shitting on it and trying to make my life hard, but for the most part, I'm struggling through it. But I'm not winning how I know how I can win. So I have to go back to when I wasn't winning, and I'm trying to do that. Because I'm old enough. I'm too old not to be a millionaire. I'm too old not to have $500,000. I'm too old for that shit. I'm too old for that shit. You have to go back to where you started. So go back to where you started. Put your mind back in the body of where you started. Hard work. Dedicated. Taking time for cutting out distractions. Cutting out distractions. You know what I'm saying? Flock of friend checking in. I'm killing you.